Welcome to this episode of Made in Dunedin. This program will highlight those ideas and businesses that are unique to our community, the things that set Dunedin apart, the people and places that make this area unique and different. Artfully made bike racks made in Dunedin add a vibe of creativity and color to our diverse community. In this episode, we'll take a look at these artful additions to common areas that make our town so eye-catching. And we'll talk to the local artist that creates these pieces of useful art.
Bill Coleman's my name. I'm with Archangels, also the Institute for Creative Arts. I have lived here for 43 years in Dunedin with my wonderful wife. And we've seen this town from nothing grow to where it is, to the explosion that's happening right now. We work with the Arts Center in a partnership with the Arts Center over there, and we have classes. Most of the artists that work at it here also instruct. We've got 8 or 9 artists that actually work at it here. We teach metalworking, metal sculpturing, welding classes, knife and blade making, architectural blacksmithing, leaded and stained glass classes. It's really something. The origin of this thing started with Matt Campbell. You remember him? Yeah. The assistant city manager? He had the vision because he was a biker and he wanted to start bringing artsy type bike racks into our area. So he's the one that actually originated that. And he knew us over here and what we did. So he came over here, and the first one he said, would you be able to make, if I can find someone to sponsor it money-wise, would you be able to make an old train bike rack that will be in front of the Historical Society? He said, yeah, sure. So he found Peter Kay, who said, I'll put the money up, you make the bike rack. I said, let's go. So that's how it all started. And we probably have 18 to 20 of them all around our city right now, which is fantastic. So the word is out on those, and it's a lot of fun to do.
What was your favorite one to make?
Actually, the favorite one, I've got 3 of them. The favorite one is the giant squid that's out on Honeymoon Island. Then we have one at the Fenway Hotel. That's a Chinese dragon that's really neat out there. We've got out at Hammock Park a giant butterfly bike rack that's still sitting out there, and that's awesome. The community garden one was a very interesting one. It ended up to be in the shape of a giant sunflower, a couple of sunflowers on each side of the rack with a big handmade watering can, and it fits right in out there. We just did a giant fish bike rack. It's sitting down in front of Walt's by the marina.
Where does the inspiration come from? How does the whole process work?
Usually they just have a idea of what they want, a concept, and then I work with them to have a look. Usually I ask them, if you have a drawing or something out of a magazine that you'd like this to look at, that would really help me out. So if you can bring something in as to what look you would like to have, I'll go ahead and replicate it from there or get it as close to what you want. An example, last week, Rick from the House of Beers came in. And he said, I need a bike rack, can you help me? I said, of course we can. What would you like to have? He said, well, I'm really not sure, but I want something large. So I said, Rick, how about if we make one that looks like hops growing out of the bike rack? He said, great idea.
Do you prefer to think of it as a piece of art or a bike rack?
A bike rack, believe it or not. Well, it's sort of a metamorphosis between a piece of artwork and a functional item, which is the bike rack. We just received a contract from the city of Tarpon Springs to do 11 what they are calling architectural bike racks. A diver's helmet, old kind that they used to use for the sponge diving. Another one is a Greek key. One is a really neat one, a giant octopus, and they have 11 similar to that. A lot of people, including my wife, says, why don't you sign any of your work? For some reason, I never sign any of my stuff, like other artists would sign in oil painting or whatever, their sculptures. I said, you know, I just don't know why. He said, you should do that. Get a little plaque and put it on so when somebody sees it, they know who made it and where it's from. And after you're not here anymore, your kids and grandkids can look and say, look, that's what Papa did over here. So I'm thinking about that still. Think it's a good idea.
Next time you're cycling through town, check out Bill Coleman's Artful Bike Racks. They're made in Dunedin.